All right, let us try this one more time. I have no idea why um it keep dropping. So I reset my computer. I had it on all last night that I just realized as soon as I stepped, I was like, damn, I forgot to reset my computer. So I don't know if that is causing the connection issue because the Wi-Fi and everything that it works, it's on. Yeah, for some reason I was just having connection issues, guys. All right, let's get this started. Funny enough, I had one of these from Zach, so I'm gonna participate on it again, seeing if I can get it a second time. Let's do more. You say you don't know how to comment on X? Um, yeah, whenever you go on X just to comment or anything, you just gotta click this little reply button right there. Do that, and it would be cool. Like if one of us won, that should tell them about this in the chat as far as with the giveaway, $200 ETH giveaway. Oh, somebody else comment on it. Let me like it. But like I was saying before, this live has stopped. We're seeing a pretty good rebound on Bitcoin in the 68s. Like how long it stays there, that's a whole nother topic. Let's see what this is. Yeah, this is super bullish, especially like from the third halving. Got this dip, hit the double top. All right, then we had this whole bear market. And even leading up to this the third halving highs. You got a top here, top here, top there, top here. So it's not going to top out too many times before it eventually breaks out from this all-time highs. The third halving's all-time highs. And when that happened, this is when we're gonna really start to see like price action on a lot of different projects, and especially with the Roaring Kitty, just it being in the position that it's in right now, it should be pretty good. Definitely should be pretty good. And I'm constantly watching the charts as far as for the sales. Like I like because one thing about it, like I'm constantly watching the tops right here, and for some reason you don't see no movements when it comes to these probably the top 30 wallets, like 10 million and above. All the selling typically happen from wallets that's below this, which is pretty interesting because you got the top whales that own 3%, 2% of the supply, 1% of the supply. They're not budging, and some of them, especially I like I said, I like to wallet watch just to see what the whales are doing. Like you have this whale right here. They're going in. They're buying more to be able to up their position. There's another one. I think this one. Oh, okay, so this is the one that actually sold. Never mind. This one I was watching, but they actually just sold 4 hours ago, and they also sold 5 minutes ago. So, which is cool. Um, the less whales that's available, I think the better it is going to be for the project long term, because it is going to establish a higher floor for Roaring Kitty. One thing about it, you saw this 2 day kind of like dump fest. Really, it was like 3 days. I thought. Let me. Sometimes Dex tools don't show up. Let me do Dex screener to see if the charts looks a little bit better on there. Yeah, I thought so. For this, let me do the day. Yeah, for this we had 3 days of selling. So this right here, it is approaching a. This is the support area, and this is one thing that I like seeing in a chart as well too. After it goes back and it confirms, this was resistance. This blue line was resistance, and you seen this nice pop, boom. Now what we want to see is a hold, because if it holds this blue line area right here, let me change the to yellow. If it holds, the next thing that we're going to see is a bounce back for it to eventually test the next level of resistance, which is the 0.20288 ish. And once that happened, we could see a nice little breakout, and boom, we could see Roaring Kitty start hitting, approaching maybe 10 million market cap. So a lot of the sellings that we see. I appreciate that sub. Kojon. Oh, K9. Yeah, I still haven't even got my into my K9 bag yet. Take a look at K9. It's at 0.4039. Yeah. Nice pop. It did break past the previous top, which I like. If it could start consolidating for me, then I'll know, like, okay, the bottom is truly in. Because once the bottom is truly in, then I could really start putting some nice capital to this. because with K9, in my opinion, it is gonna do extremely well. And most people don't realize that because people look at like what's happening now, like oh it's going down, it's going down, but no, like they actually have a nice plan in the future. Here's another GameStop type of chart. They're currently at a $4 million market cap. Launched on the 16th, and they're on ETH. So the thing is between us and a lot of these GameStop or Roaring Kitty is that it's our community. Because a lot of them you'll see they tend to die down as far as like the community. But with us, we're prime and ready to go. Like this one for a while, they were getting a lot of the attention. Oh, you picked up 30 million tokens 2 to 3 days ago. Nice. Yeah, this had like a massive pump, but then, you know, it's in a consolidation mode. But I don't see I mean, their community in itself, I see some posts for them. I don't think they're as active as us. Kojon. This has a 6K liquidity. So the liquidity on this is not that impressive. Um, Market cap 25K. I mean, I guess you could make an argument since the market cap is low. I mean, for something like this, I don't know what the narrative is, but I guess you could take a stab at it. Put 50, $100 in it. Get to a $2 million market cap. There you go. You got 100x on your hands. But the chart of Roaring Kitty, I think it's pretty good because it's doing all the right things that I would want to see in a chart. Oh, there it is right here. Yeah, you got the breakout from previous top. It tried to go, but then it is having the retracement. This is textbook. If it holds this, hold this support area right here because this was resistance. Former resistance on the upside becomes support. So once it retrace after this 3 days, so we may start to see green candles in these next coming days. Then once we do that, we could go back to start testing these all-time highs because if any sellers that wanted to sell, they would have been sold probably on this day, on this panic day. But notice with this candle right here, oops. Notice with this candle right here, like the market in itself couldn't decide which direction it wanted to go. But today we having a, pretty much a big body candle. So it seems like going live since everybody's working and today's like an odd day, a Thursday. Nighttime may be like the best time to actually go live. So I'm just gonna keep that in mind, especially for the next time we I go live. Because one thing about it, I'm just always trying to tweak things just to be able to see which would get the best result. So if going live at nighttime is the best, then yeah, then that's something that we more likely would do then. So no fading. It's prime for 1,000x token on Shibarium. Definitely got to start seeing more volume on Shibarium, but it's gonna come. It is definitely gonna come, especially with K9 Finance. And glad I got my roar at 90k MC. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, 90k MC for market cap for roaring. You're essentially in for free. You know, that's what I mean. Like you, a 90k market cap, you're in for free. And what I had did, and this is what I always encourage people to do, like during this last run up, I took my initial investment out and then some. Then when we had this dip right here, I bought back more in to increase my position. So I actually have more Roaring Kitty than what I started with, and I still was able to cash out my initial investment of like 300 bucks. So I'm essentially in this thing for free, you know. So definitely encourage, like anytime we have like huge run ups, like if you can, I mean, I'm not giving you financial advice, you do what you want, but always encourage you just to be able to take at least your initial and pay yourself a little extra with it. Because during times like these, especially when we seen this right here, people were just freaking out and we had some people sell. Like I was super comfortable because I already paid myself over here on the high end. But when people were panicking, I'm over here buying the dip. so so yeah. So it works out pretty good. And now we're just getting this little dip right here too. Little 3 days, then probably tomorrow we start seeing green candles start to form because now we have the sellers. They get exhausted because the people that want to sell, they would have sold because we had four days of a run up. And there's one thing about tokens or seeing the straight green, 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 that tend to have like the most detrimental it'd be detrimental to the charts because if it's just green, 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 then it's gonna be like a massive dump that's gonna come. In your opinion, what catalyst event would propel Roaring Kitty? I think the Shibarium event that's gonna propel it. And the reason why I think that is due to the fact that on the Shibarium side, we do have to provide liquidity. So the community in itself, we're gonna have to come out and go to the open market because we there's no free Roaring Kitty that we could just pull from anywhere. We have to go to the open market as a community, and that's gonna be a forced buy on the chart. You know, there's going to be a forced buy on the chart just to be able to move those tokens over to Shibarium because those tokens that we're buying to provide liquidity on Shibarium, they're going to be taken essentially out of the circulating supply on the ETH side and just be added on the side on Shibarium. Then if Shibarium start having a massive pump on the ETH side, on Shibarium side, then what people are going to do, they're going to arbitrage it because the price difference on the ETH and Shibarium, they're going to be different. But in order for people to keep it balanced, what they're going to do is if they buy it up on Shibarium and let's say the price is at like 1 penny and the price on ETH is at like 0.208 cents, and people are going to buy it on the ETH side to try to try to bridge it over to the Shibarium side to kind of keep the price balanced. So it's going to be very interesting. to be able to do that. It's just right now, like all the people that I reached out to are kind of silent when it comes to the whole bridging with Shibarium. So I'm still looking for other avenues to be able to see how we're going to be able to get onto Shibarium. But that definitely is going to be a a nice event. Yeah, I've never been in on anything this early. Yeah, the only thing that I've been on a few things that's early, and one thing about it for me is each time I overestimated the run up of how far it could actually go when you're in this early. Um, Bitcoin, I was in early, got in the 800s. I thought, you know, 2000s, 3000s was like the top for Bitcoin at the time. But, here we are sitting at $68,000. Ethereum got in the $12 range. Never thought we would be, heading towards 4,000. Shiba Inu got in ridiculously early, before he even hit five zeros. Um, and again, I just bought a small piece and like, whatever. Then seeing where it's at right now, it's like, oh my God, I should have had bought more. So there's been a few things that I've been early on, and I think Roaring Kitty, like it has the same feel, similar to a lot of these projects that I've been in early on. Even Tron, I got in Tron at the time. I think Tron was like one of my biggest gains that I actually held, and I still sold early because I got into Tron probably in the two zeros. I had put like about 1,000 in. At 10 cents, I made 15,000, and I was like, oh my God, that was like my like biggest gain at the time, and this was like back in 2017. I sold in the 10 cents, and Tron ripped up an extra 20 more cents. It topped out at like 30 cents. So it was like, dang. but but Roaring Kitty in itself, it has the makeup of all of this. The community aspect, the chart aspect, um, the right type of people. But yeah. Talk about Leash. Let's talk about Leash. Ooh, Leash at 500. Let's go. I'm telling you, sometimes Leash is just the forgotten child. But Leash is going to catch a lot of people off guard. A lot of people off guard. I would love to see Leash above 722. And you have this resistance right here at the 1,287. And you got more resistance right here, closer to 2,000. But the thing is, I think a lot of people that was in here, I think they sold, especially for the resistance part. I think they sold, or for the people that were just constantly buying the dip, because this is a nice consolidation, especially for a low circulating supply token. Like we're talking about 2 years worth of consolidation, guys. 2 years worth of consolidation. So a lot of it, of the supply, is getting eaten up during this 2 years part. So I'm telling you, Leash is going to catch a lot of people off guard, and it's going to cause a big, massive FOMO. Especially if we start seeing Bitcoin above 100,000. This is when it's going to really, in my opinion, going to start getting real for people. They see Leash above 100. I'm sorry, they see Bitcoin above 100,000, then they're gonna look at Leash and be like, oh my god, look at the supply of Leash. And then that's when it's gonna really start to kick in as far as like where Leash could really potentially go. So definitely not a bad idea to own a few Leash. A price prediction for Leash. Well, that's the thing. With the low supply, it's very, very hard to do like a price prediction. And the reason being because with low supply, it could just go a lot further than what you think it can. Like a lot further. So if I'm just throwing a number out there, then I could see Leash like at 50K. Like seriously, because again, it's the supply of Leash. What is like 107,000? That's you know, that's nothing. So if Leash start getting more listings on more exchanges as well, seeing a few $1 billion, or even not even a bill. Let's just say Leash do in a daily base on a daily base, like a few 100 million. Like this thing is gonna fly. Like $100 million going to a token that only has 107,000 supply. It's gonna fly. Like it's gonna fly, and people are just gonna just and be like, oh my god, like I should have gotten Leash. And this is why my plan in the next few weeks, because I do have a little bit more money coming in. I am gonna try to do my best to be able to get. Hopefully, the price is not at 501. Sorry for the people already in it. But I'm gonna at least try to get maybe about 5 Leash. Get me 5 Leash, and I think I should be good. You know, when K9 goes live on Shibarium, and if Roaring Kitty is on Shibarium, then in my opinion, Roaring Kitty would be the best asset to purchase with Killer once Bone is staked on K9. Yeah, that's the aspect of that I'm super excited about K9 is that they're essentially bringing more volume or more liquidity because in order to get volume, you definitely need to have liquidity, but they're bringing more liquidity so that more volume could be able to come into Shibarium like we never seen it. And this is why I always say, guys, if you don't hear nothing else from me, and I'm not giving financial advice, but make sure, at least for me, have a piece in all these different projects that are on Shibarium because once liquidity come in, they have to go somewhere. People are gonna need to put the liquidity somewhere. So the two places is NFTs, and this is why I was telling you guys about the Shiba rocks because of the low supply with the Shiba rock NFT. Because it's a super early project on Shibarium, and that's why I wanted to did my best just to be able to get it out there quick as possible because this could potentially be a big, a big move, big life changing money for some people. But NFTs, people are going to come in looking for NFTs. And the second place is going to be tokens. Like, what's the hottest token on Shibarium? So if one move, you're going to see a lot of different other ones move as well too. So for the projects that's still building, like I see Scent, I see C-Fun, Ralph, that's the meme. Yeah, there's so many different projects that is out there right now. And once that liquidity come, volume should be able to come in. And once that volume come, then we're going to start to see a lot of these tokens fly. Now I'm curious to know, do anybody own Walk? Because Walk, in my opinion, is a very unique project on Shibarium because of their pairing. Their whole liquidity This is not the liquidity one with Leash. Let me find that one. But Walk, they have their token paired with I guess their biggest liquidity. That's the one that's paired with Leash. So if Leash start to fly, it's gonna also have a positive impact on. Oh, there it is right here. Walk. It's gonna also have a positive impact on Walk as well. And this was a super early project that I talked about on day one when it was at 10 zeros. And it's still doing pretty well. I still haven't even sold like not one walk. Like all these projects that's on here that I have for Shibarium, I haven't sold, well, except for I forgot what the Crypt AI or Crypt IQ AI. Since they were going to Ethereum, I end up selling because yeah, because I wanted them to, still be on Shibarium, but they had other plans, which is fine. So I end up selling that one, which was a nice little profit. But for Walk, day one I talked about it, and now it's holding pretty well. This right here, it went through the whole bear market, and the fact that Leash is doing well, it's gonna automatically just drag this project up. So this is like, um, I would call this like a variant of Leash in a sense, due to the fact that the liquidity is with Leash. Of Kojon Kevin, what is that? Kojon Kevin, Kojon Kevin. Let's see, Kevin, come back, Kevin. I don't see Kojon Kevin. I don't see that one. What's your guess on how much percentage K9 goes up? Um, that's gonna be hard, and the reason why it's gonna be hard, I don't know how much more of the supply is gonna be coming into the market. I haven't looked at their light paper in a while, so depending on how much more supplies is getting added to the market, because anytime you have something that's inflationary, it would somewhat stop the momentum of it. And this is the whole reason why I don't like Dogecoin, because it's inflationary. So it makes it hard. Of course, if more volume come in, it is gonna counteract that. But yeah. But I don't know as far as like how much more. But I know it's gonna be pretty good though, due to the fact of the use case of K9. Do I think K9 is a good buy due to the supply? Well, if you take a look at the supply of K9, let me go back. Let me see if I can find it on Coin Market Cap. The supply of K9 is going to be what? 1 trillion? 1 trillion token. Market cap is 5 million. So it's, you know, the supply, it's at 4 zeros. So it really doesn't matter what the supply is, because if you look at Shiba Inu supply is like what, 589 trillion, but the market cap is extremely low. So if you're looking for a 10x, $50 million market cap, that could be done easily. You're looking for 100x, a little harder, But that could be done. That would be a $500 million market cap. So they're constantly progressing. They're constantly getting new exchange listings. So they're an A1 project with a stupidly low market cap. I'm just being greedy and just trying to get it as low as possible. I mean, over here, I probably wouldn't, hindsight is 2020, but over here, looking at the pump now, that was a good entry. So yeah, so I definitely think it's just in my opinion, it's a good buy. Just imagine if 25 million bone is staked in K9 and only 10% of that is used to purchase Roaring Kitty with Bone Killer. That's 2 million coming into Roaring Kitty. Yeah. That's the crazy. Yeah, the math with Roaring Kitty, it's like I'm saying, if people really just go in and just do a little bit of research on Roaring Kitty, this would keep you up at night. But like, oh my goodness. Like, you mean to tell me like this market cap is and again, we only have 478 holders, and look at our market cap, 1.5 million guys, or 1 million, just a little over 1 million. Like, keep in mind what other projects are doing. What I mean? Like, if you pull up any other new crypto that's currently out there, their market cap is like 2, 3, 4, 5 million. We're not that far along. We're not that far removed from being a contender with them. And this is 100% community ran. You know, we don't have the extra marketing dollars like big projects being able to get themselves listed on CoinMarketCap. Heck, like we don't even see our price, how much money we own on Roaring Kitty in our wallets. You know what I mean? So this is what really fascinates me about Roaring Kitty. Like, we're doing it all together, and we're taking, we're challenging some of the bigger projects. So that's definitely a plus. Wow. So Raphael's a whale. Wallet number 17. I ain't gonna peek on you. I'll probably peek at your wallet once we get off. Don't want people seeing your business. But yeah, that's incredible, man. Sheesh. The great thing, I told you guys about it, and I got in earlier than anybody, but I'm not even wallet 17. Jeez. Uh, I'm at least in the top 50. I'm in top 50. Do you think K9 could hit a 250 million market cap? I think so, because they have all the right components as far as with utility, and the fact that they're partnered up with Shiba Inu. Because think about it from this point of view: if Shiba Inu starts doing well, Shibarium start doing well, K9 is going to also follow suit. And since their model is just like Lido Finance, let me see if I could find it. There it is right here. 2 billion. Yeah, a $2 billion market cap. And look at their supply. You know, of course, there's this 1 billion. Our K9 is 1 trillion, but a $2 billion market cap. And what they're doing is providing liquidity to Ethereum. People who are able want to stake, get the staking reward, but still also want to transact on Ethereum. They still have the opportunity to be able to do that. So yeah, so I definitely think $250 million market cap, super doable for K9. And that's why, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to hold off from buying it was due to the fact that I know in Q3 that's when they were gonna launch it. You know, they were gonna launch that the liquid staking. So people, just knowing just the psychology of of human behavior, people get impatient. So boom, some people thought it was coming in March because some people didn't read the white paper, didn't listen to the space, and they just FOMOed in, got it all the way up here. Then once they actually find out it wasn't coming out, like, end up selling. Um, and for me, and this is just me thinking greedily, like, hey, this was a good thing because now I'm gonna have the best opportunity to be able to get in this thing, having the best risk and the best reward. Because thinking about it from this point of view, like, I get in right here at all time highs. I already did a 10x. You know what I mean? that this is how I think. Like, I would be doing a 10x. So once Q3 comes, oh, hey, y'all need to calm down. Y'all gotta wait for me to buy. So calm down, whoever buying. But yeah, the way I look at it, this is a 10x from this level. A nice easy 10x. So it's extremely doable. Leash has just 0.5% circulating supply compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, and again, that's why I say, like, with the low circulating supply for Leash, you, like, we, I see at least, at the very least, being above five digits. I got only two Leash. Hey, you're doing better than most, man. I think I have like last time I checked, like 0.25 or point 0.3 Leash. But the goal for me is to be able to get 5 Leash. Once Roaring Kitty goes parabolic, what would be the best plan to convert into fiat, swap to ETH, and then transfer it to an exchange? Yeah, that's the easiest way. Swap it to an exchange, then cash it out. Can you see every time you say code? I can't see that. Like, is it this one? Because this is the only one. Does that mean balls in Spanish or something like that? Let me Google it. Let me Google and see what does that even mean. I'm getting it translated right now. Okay, it says drawer. They have the little balls right here. Yeah, I mean, I see it like this right here. I guess you could. That's the thing with all of these tokens. Well, majority of these tokens that just launch, um, like, some of them are just for day trading. Like, I see the ones that don't have like community. There's no community or anything like that. Yeah, get in, get out, boom. So this, you could take a stab at it. 50 bucks, $100, and just see what it do. Current volume right now is what? What's the volume like? All right, 16,000 in volume. Yeah, 16,000 in volume. So I mean, yeah, I guess you could take a stab at it. Like super low risk, high reward. All right, we're getting a little bit more sell action. Let's go. So this person, I like looking at it on deck screen there. Not Dex tools. There you go. Let's look up Roaring Kitty here. All right, let's. And this is what I like to take a look at too. Where did they get in, or how did they buy? Good buys so far. This person has been day trading, so they got in 11 days ago. They got in at 0.3028, so pretty low entry. So somewhere around right around here. They bought like right around here. They bought they end up selling at 0.305. So they did a quick little day trade. Then they rebought again 10 days ago at 0.20. So they bought like nearly at the top because of FOMO. FOMO got them. They bought the dip. And now looks like they're just getting out right now. So see, to me, like it's the amount of capital you're risking to be able to make, because they made $532. Like that, like if I'm risking that amount of money, if I'm putting that type of capital into anything, I'm not looking to make no $535. You know, that's that's counterintuitive. Yeah, they made $535 just day trading, and then rebuying over here or selling over here. But yeah, yeah, I like. Let me get this pulled up. What's the ticker? Yeah, there it is right here. I like what they're building. I really do like what they're building. Making it decentralized, and it definitely will be able to help Shibarium out as well. I already have a bag in this. I can't pronounce the name though. Like someone need to help me out with the pronunciation of the name. Is it Hochi? But I like it. A decentralized bridge. And this is one of the avenues that hopefully Roaring Kitty could use. Because if Roaring Kitty could use it, just to be able to be onto the bridge, this would be very, very good for our users and especially for the community. But yeah, but this is awesome because not only can you, go from Ethereum to Shibarium, but you could also be on multiple others. If you wanted to go on base, I know they're still building, everything out, but just the possibility. This is essentially making projects not limited to just whatever chain that they're on. So I definitely need to reach out to them and just seeing like, hey, how can Roaring Kitty could be a part of this, you know? Because if you have your ETH, because right now the lockup period on ETH to get back to Shibari, I mean not on ETH to get off of base is 7 days. So base had the same, base have the same concept as for Shibarium with the 7 days, but Shibarium just changed it to 45 minutes. But I know some people were like, man, once I get my ETH off of base, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some Roaring Kitty. So they've been waiting for about going on 7 days now. But this concept, guys, of just the open bridge for projects, like this is gonna make this project really stand out among a lot of projects in this crypto sphere, especially with how much project or crypto that's currently being produced on a day-to-day basis. And some people want to be on the hottest chain. This is going to be allowing them to be able to create separate liquidity to a different chain to be on the hottest blockchain, because especially if it's a meme token where volume is at on that chain, it could help it out big time. So that's pretty exciting just to be able to see them do what they're doing. Daniel's on his lunch break. Let's go. What do I think about Jenner? I think Jenner is a super degen play. I actually got in. Um, I got in yesterday on the ETH side. I didn't get the, so I'm down. So it's like, yeah, let's just see what happened. I only put like $180, so my $180 right now is like 80. I think last time I checked. Where's the east side of it? We go to Jenner. Oh, it's having a little rebound. So my $80 started, or my so it went from $80. At one point I went from 180 to about like close to like 300 when it was popping over here. And I woke up this morning, I was like, yo, my 180s turned to $80 when it was like somewhere over here. But now it's it's popping a little bit. So the thing is that I'm looking at that's kind of concerning is the amount of volume that is currently doing. It's doing $12 million dollars in the last 24 hours, and the movement of it, it's giving a big indicator that whoever is holding, like devs or promoters, they are constantly dumping onto the market. And this is what we tend to see, because when the volume profile of a project that has a low market cap, look at the market cap, it's $2.53 million. Guys, if Roaring Kitty see 12 point, I'm sorry, if Roaring Kitty see $12 million in daily volume, on the daily volume, guys, it would make it fly, because we don't have any, the tokens that we have, they're not owned by what you call them, there's no devs that's selling on us. So that's the only concern that I have, because it's doing too much in volume for the price to be where it's at. And I get it. There's a lot of bots. You can see it right here. You know, the bots there. But even with the bots, because we've seen bots on Roaring Kitty, especially when we had that big volume. But the thing is, we're seeing this nice up, followed by correction, up, followed by another correction. Then the next move is going to be back up. So that's the only thing that's concerning for me for with Jenner. It looks like my $80 is slowly yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this is just for me a pure degen. So if it gets listings on other exchanges, 2 million, maybe we could see a 10x from it. Maybe. So yeah. So that's my take on it. What's going on, J Flick? Hochi. Okay, so it's Hochi. Yeah, it actually just gained another zero. We had someone sell. So this person right here, they just sold $2,355.29. So they end up making like a 500 bucks profit. You know? Yeah, it's and again it's the market cap on it. It's extremely low. It is extremely low. So even let's take a look at Bone. Like Bone on a daily basis is doing about and this is why I say like with the whole Jenner thing, it's quite concerning because with Bone on the daily base, and this is just one liquidity, but on a daily base, it's doing somewhere around like eight to nine, you know, $8 to $9 million a day. But you see the market cap of it, 153 million. You know, so with Jenner's doing that, I'm not saying that it should get to 153 million market cap on that day, but there's no way it should be still at a $2 million market cap. So these are stuff that when I'm looking at projects, it just concerns me. I'm like, I don't know. Like somebody is dumping, somebody is suppressing the charts. All right, Daniel. Daniel's getting back. He was on his lunch break, so oh no, this is another Daniel. Definitely nice meeting you too. Get the 1 day for Bone. And the same thing for Bone as well too. Like it's just been in straight consolidation. Like the day that Bone, when they announced that Bone is no longer the gas, or not the gas, but no longer the reward token, when all of the uh when they renounced the contract, right? When they renounced the contract and like, okay, well, Bone is no longer um the reward token. It's gonna be treat. Like we all knew that was coming. It was announced what way before Bone was even released that it was just gonna be that until treat comes out. That's when all of this consolidation really had a meaning due to the fact that there's no more emitting of new tokens to come out for Bone. So you can look at it from a couple of different angles. Start from this point. It's crazy like how it met rejection right here. So this may be probably a better indicator versus that one. So let me just remove this. And the reason why I say it's probably a better indicator is due to the fact that this line would have had already been drawn out before it got to here. So once it popped over here, once it popped, it was met with the rejection. So let me zoom in a little bit more. And this is for bone. So once it popped, it was met with a rejection. So seeing right now where bone would need to go to, it need to be above roughly a $1.36 to start having a nice little breakout. But we can allow this thing to progress further, because the more it progress, and this is getting it into November of 2024. Let's let it progress even further. All right, let's do end of the year. End of the year, so we're talking about January, well, going to January 1st. So roughly a 80 cents bone on a breakout could potentially cause bone to start trading in the $3 range. Talking about just purely based upon a breakout. So it's gonna be interesting just to see like if it's gonna break it before then, if it's gonna break this channel before then, because if it does, then this is gonna be like the next. I mean, 2 is gonna be a resistance as well, but talking about heavy resistance, it should be somewhere over here. Of course, we do have 2 as a resistance, but I think once we pop over this $3.34, then we could see boom, $10. Or if you add on a listing, and I'm talking about just strictly technical, no fundamental thing that happened to bone. Just talking about strictly just based upon technical. So if you add fundamental factors like K9 finance, liquidity event, then this right here really just goes out the window as far as like how high it could truly get. Just strictly based upon fundamentals, if anything is delayed and bone is just doing its natural course of thing, this is what we could see. And it's very, very refreshing just to be able to see it. You know, like, you mean to tell me if even though if things go wrong, we could still see bone above $3? Like, that's, that's on the low end. High end, K9 finance, they do their thing. Shytoshi and the team, they do their thing. With the liquidity event, getting people onto Shibarium for the airdrop, like all positive things right there. Like that happens, all of this, listing, Binance listing, all of this right here, guys, it goes out the window, and we're looking at bone sitting at the moon. So, how many tokens do you need to be in the top? Oh, there we go. We just got a whale, $21,000. Let's go. Someone just dumped $21,000 out, and this is a big whale. They spent, let's see. Oh my goodness, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, let me get it onto the thing. They just dumped $21,000. So now it's gonna change. Let's see who dumped. Yeah, it was a big whale. Well, to get in the top 10, you gotta at least have at least 18 million Roaring Kitty. at least 18 million roaring kitty. But who is this that dumped though? Let's see. So they had 31. So they were over here. They had like 31 million, I'm sorry. So it was like probably whale number two or number, yeah. This is whale number one. So they were before this person. But yeah, there you go. Let me go to deck screener. And for someone dumping that amount into the market, it is going to reestablish a better floor, because now instead of someone, one person holding 31 million token, as more and more people start to come into Roaring Kitty, it's going to be few people holding, it could be 21 or 31 people holding like a million token. But that is awesome though. Or it is right here. Because I know a lot of people waiting for this type of, see, they're already coming in just to be able to capitalize. Someone just bought the dip, used $10,000. Sheesh. Okay, so that's okay. So you got one well left, then you got another tiny well that stepped into the fray just to be able to purchase some. Unless if it's a bot, let me see. Uh, yeah, this is a whale that just re-added to their position. They were out, so they just been watching it. So they just been stalking this. So they got in 9 days ago. They sold, made over $1,000, and they just been watching this. As soon as a dump come, and next thing you know, they just stepped in with 2.79 ETH. So that's pretty interesting. But you got this person stepped in. I'm telling you, like, a lot of people just been stalking and waiting. And you got this other whale step in. Hey, hopefully this cause, yep, you got more people want to sell into it. So it's gonna cause a panic. Let's see how much the panic goes. You said update on fund. Um, I'm still holding my bag for fun. A little disappointed though. I'm not gonna lie. Disappointed like how fun was hyping themselves to be, like, hey, everything for Shibarium and all this and that. Fun is not even on Shibarium, or I mean, I know X Fun is, but they didn't even do a fun. So still a little disappointed. I mean, I'm holding on just to still see what it do with the whole U node, but overall just disappointed, because you don't hear nothing from them. Um, I get the whole, hey, we don't have nothing to say, we don't say anything, but at least be, active on your social media. And I think Fun thought that I don't know. Yeah. Can you talk about Wolf Swap and the SRC20 token? I haven't really been following it as far as any updates with Wolf Swap. Don't wait for the green candle, be the green candle. No, that's 100%. Like with anything, as far as when you're trading, if you're waiting on green candles, see who else is this that sold. Yeah, if you're waiting on green candles, yeah, more likely you're gonna get the worst position, because that's one thing about when it comes to buying an asset, you have control. That's the only time that you have control of it. Once you click the buy button, the only other control that you have is your exit. But from there, you don't really know, when is it going to take off, or as soon as you buy, is it going to dip? Like, you have no control over that. So that's why for me, I like buying on red, and I like buying at positions or on a level that I'm comfortable with. Dang, you're getting a lot of people stepping in on this dip. I keep clicking on that. All right, all right, so this person more likely is out. They bought 12 days ago at 0.302, sold at 0.306, sold again at 0.201. So they just been slowly getting themselves out, and now and now, yeah, they're out. So they only have like 15,000 Roaring Kitty left. But it is to be expected, though. And I think what I'm gonna do as well, like during these opportunities, as far as for when the price is going lower, to get in, so that way when we start doing the transition to get over to Shibarium, I already have mines in place at a discounted rate, so that way I could get in. So Bitcoin at 69, let's go. Let's go. Or did it just change? Yeah, 69, let's go. Is Sharby a scam? Like, why you think Sharby's a scam? But to my knowledge, it is not a scam. But like, people use the word scam for like anything. Like, scam. Like, you got to define what are you calling a scam? Or I know it's a question, but yeah. Let's take a look at Sharby, because I actually own some Sharby on Shibarium. On ETH, it's at 7 zeros. On Shibarium, it's at 6 zeros. So it's roughly right at my entry point. And again, this is why I always say, like, I love waiting, because I remember people just trying to get me to rush it, like random art, but you need to buy Sharby, buy Sharby, buy Sharby. It's going to the moon. Anytime somebody telling me something is about to go to the moon and it's just straight green candles, I get interested, you know. But I don't get interested as far as buying it when they're saying it's going to the moon. I like to wait. So I waited till all of this settled down. Then I eventually end up getting right here during a support area. So I'm actually up. Um, During this little support area, I wrote it up, didn't sell a thing. Even with this downward pressure, I didn't sell. And now I'm actually back up on my position. So not too bad for Sharby. But yeah, like dips are the best times to be able to buy any asset. If I feel like I missed out on a play, I buy anywhere in DCA if I need to. For me, I use the opposite of effect. Like if I miss out, like I just missed out because I'd rather miss out on a play than just buying at just a random spot on the chart. To me, it never, it just in my experience, it just never works out for me if I just buy it at a random spot on the chart. So this is the new meme that's currently on Shibarium. So it started off at 6 zeros 2055. Now it's at 6 zeros 8791. So a nice 4x right now. The fact of the matter is it's adding more liquidity onto Shibarium. I like that. Sharby won't let me swap it. It's trying to swap my Shib. You got to make sure that you're on the right one because if you're on Shibarium, then what it's swapping into should be bone. If you're, yeah, you got to make sure that you're looking at the right Sharpie. So anytime that you guys have any doubt or anything like that, I mean, this is as closest to nothing's 100% in life, but this way, this will at least give you a better peace of mind. So these are the liquidity. So if you got your Sharpie on Solana, then this is what is paired with Sharpie with Sol, Sharpie with Bone. Those are the, and there's also one on Ethereum as well too. So depending on what chain that you bought Sharpie at, yeah, it's on Mars Swap. So but yeah, if you're still having trouble, I recommend going to their Telegram. Their Telegram right here. Just click on it and be able to get them to be able to assist you because you're saying with Shib, there's no Shib pair. So I don't know if you got into the right one or not. Good question, because I bought Sharpie on the a good while back, and I guess they migrate to Sol and Shibarium, so I now trying to sell on the ETH, and 3K plus gain value is $5. Again, yeah, go to their Telegram. As far as with the migration, I never bought Sharpie on ETH, so I can speak to that. But yeah, definitely go to their Telegram and ask that question because maybe they did the auto migration and all you probably would have to do just add your wallet to either maybe Shibarium or Sol. But you have to ask them. Gotcha. So you said it always works for me, just something you have to wait over a year. Was there any news that came out for Bitcoin, or just the natural price action that's just happening right now? But yeah, man, this like seeing Bitcoin passing, just getting past its all time highs, that really just get me excited because of where we're at on the market. You know what I mean? Like we're post a Bitcoin halving, and since we're post that, like things is about to get very very quick and very happen very very quick, and it's gonna be very very interesting. And it's testing right here. Like this is the level that it's testing. Like notice it's testing this level. This is the level that I'm super interested in. And as long as by Sunday, I feel like if this candle it closes above this level, then things in the market is about to get very, very interesting. Barring no more bad news from Mount Gox or anything like that. But once this close above, I think this is when things are going to start getting interesting. We're going to start to see nice price action, nice price swing um, with Bitcoin just going to the moon, guys. It's gonna take us to the moon. And if Bitcoin start going to the moon, Shiba Inu's gonna start going to the moon. Just fix that real quick. So ideally, I would want to see something like this. It goes up, probably, you know, a little pullback. Then once the pullback happened, and we just start seeing Bitcoin just, then eventually, the whole top. Like once this top happens, once we see like a straight up action, then followed by a drop, this is when you could say, okay, the top is set for Bitcoin. Um, and now is probably the time to be able to look to try to take your profits from all these different altcoins that you're in, depending on the timeline. Um, I know I did this timeline doing the 2027, but that's not accurate. But yeah, so between like that 12 months right now, since we're about to be in June, so we have about 11 months. No, I'm sorry. We're going to have about 10 months, 10 to 15 months from June for Bitcoin to set its all time highs. And that is when I'm looking to be able to exit a lot of these altcoins that I have, because more likely the top is going to be set around that time. And if the time is set around that time, then we may just end up start going into, you know, the decline of the market. And this is when your boy gonna be on vacation and just letting you guys, try to buy the dip and all this and that. But somebody said take a look at Ordi. I love Ordi. Ordi, since I mentioned it, it's up over what? I know it's up over 10x. Um, it's up over 10x, and I think this could get to maybe like in the thousands of dollars, especially if we get another BRC20 movement as well. And that goes back to the person who asked about SRC20. So if BRC20 starts moving, and this is why you're not seeing like a lot of people talking about SRC20, because the sector leader is BRC20, and BRC20 is not really moving. But when it starts to move, you're going to start to see the back of the inscription and all these other tokens to be able to start popping off again. So things just come in waves, especially in the cycle. Uh, when I first seen this is doing nice. When I first seen this coin, it was roughly around like 2 cents. This was like probably the start of the bear market. And I always said I was gonna get it eventually, but it's like out of sight, out of mind. And believe it or not, guys, I anytime I see a chart like this, like I get extremely bullish. Reason why I get extremely bullish, especially if there's still a team and they're still working, then I know sooner or later there's gonna be a pump somewhere, and I know my risk reward that I'm in this chart is extremely good. So you don't necessarily have to put a lot to be able to get a lot back. And yeah, so seeing a chart like this, I like it because you still have all this, potentially $3 worth of upside that you could you could go to. And even if it doesn't get to $3 or $1, you still have like a ton of overhead that it could potentially get into. And that was the same reason why we got that damn, I forgot the name of the crypto. I got it, but I forgot the name of it. See if I could check my portfolio to see if I could find it. Hold on for a second, guys. Full far. Never heard of that. Full far. What is that? Is it? Let's see. Take a look at their website. So it's almost like Chucky-ish. This full far for Black Spider. Sports car. Previously known for Pepe, the fraud, full far gave. Landlord. Speak details about his personal body art. Oh wow. Zero tax, liquidity burnt. This it ain't bad. I mean, especially just to be able to take a stab at it. It's been around since April 2024. The thing is, like we seen this happen to Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inu, it went crazy. Then you started seeing a whole bunch of different tokens coming out with Inu at the end of it. Inu this, Inu that, Inu this, so on and so on. And you started seeing like different um variants of Shiba Inu, like Shiba Inu's girlfriend, Shiba Inu's best friend, Shiba Inu's father. Those to me, those type of plays, like if they pump, and again, I'm not giving no financial advice or whatsoever, but if they have a nice pump, taking profits is, at least if I'm in it, I would probably take profits a little bit quicker than holding on to like other types of meme tokens that's not Pepe related or anything like that. Because the competition within that sector is stupidly big. But Golden Emu. Golden Emu is doing 84,000 in volume. It's on MEXC. Okay. Is the team still around? Is there a community? It's pretty good. Chart wise, I like it. Been around since March of 2023. Okay. No, I kind of like this. Just looking at the chart. Let me see if I know this is just what Coin Market Cap is showing. So let's take a look and see if how it looks. Yeah, the chart looks very, very nice for it. Especially if we could see a hold right here. And that's definitely a good place where a good dip buy could come in. See, I love charts that conform. It conforms to the chart. And what I mean by that, you have this pop right here. It sets a high, at that point in time, this was the highest point. Then you have this dip. Then you have it attempt to try to break this all-time high at the time. It couldn't do it, followed by rejection. Then you have buyers step in and pushed it over. Boom, it broke all-time high. Then you have a sell-off. And during the sell-off, it comes back to the same spot where the previous high is now support. And instead of it cracking below the support area, you have buyers stepping in, coming in for a dip buy to make it really conform to like support and resistance. Because these type of plays, they tend to be a lot easier for you as an investor to be able to make sound decision. So I definitely like how the structure of this is, especially how it came back to a support area and it bounced off of it. Hey man, and I get it. Look, I wasn't good at charting. It just take just practice. And after you see it, and the best way to be good or looking at charts is by looking at charts. Wait, Elon? I just bought some. Whoa, calm down, Elon. Is this? Oh, I thought this was Doge Elon. Okay, it's just Elon. But this is having a nice parabolic move from the breakout level. So first I thought it was Doge Elon. I was like, yo, I just bought some Doge Elon like a few days ago. Now we seen Turbo go parabolic. And now Turbo's having its third day as far as with the pullback. Now this was a stupidly dumb. But as you can see, like with the wick of this, buyers really stepped up. And you're seeing buyers stepping up a lot on this Turbo. It's ranked the fourth hottest crypto right now on the Ethereum pair. Hey man, not a problem, bro. Not a problem at all. Like my phone kept vibrating. Um, see, this is why I keep telling when it comes to Roaring Kitty, the buyers, like people are waiting, and a lot of people are waiting just to be able to get in. I kind of wish it would have dipped more, to be honest with you, because I want to get in a lot more because I'm seeing like how a lot of people just keep passing me on the on the top 50 of Roy and Kitty. But they're not waiting for it to get even lower. And they're just like jumping up ahead of me in this line. So it just let me see if I got bumped down a extra place here. Let me see who I have to watch out for on this. So I practically have to watch out for Wallet 51 all the way to about like 62 because they could come in at any time just to snipe at these lower prices, but I want it to be lower because if I could get like into maybe what top 40, top 30, and even if I get in a lot more, that would be ideal. Like this person dropped 2,000, man. This is see if this. Oh, this is a day trader, I think. Yeah, they just been buying it up. $5,000. They bought this on the 20th, so 10 days ago. Sold a little. Sold a little today. Now they're rebuying it. I guess they used the profits that they made from this to be able to buy a lot more. So they're doing a little recycling, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Oh man. So you guys are the one who's just jumping ahead of me, man. Like I was waiting for a whale to dump like how they did. Like being it got all the way down to 0.35622. Like that would have been a great entry. But unfortunately, look, somebody just dumped and the dip buyers just stepped in and just came out of nowhere, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Watch it. It may. So that's what I'm contemplating. Should I wait to see if more people are gonna sell to get in? That's really the question. I may just give it a few more hours, and I'll be super pissed if it gets right back up to above the point 201, get above a million market cap again. Um, because I'm like, dang, I missed a perfectly good opportunity. But I know, at least for the pattern that I've been seeing for Roy and Kitty, just in the past few run ups, is once we get like a flush out like this, we should be able to see a nice. It's Dex tools. Because anytime we've seen a nice flush like that, it's followed by a couple of days of good price action. Even from the early days, it was like one day, then followed by 3 green or 4 green days. Boom, 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 boom. Then people who were buying in here, they took profits over here, bring it down. And the people who were buying in here took profits during this 4 day run up. And now we're approaching this 3 days. So after today, this will make it the 3 day sell off. So we could potentially see 4 more green days testing here. Oh, with the Ordi, yeah, Ordi, that was that was one heck of a play. Um, Especially if you guys got into all the other ones as well. With stats, like I'm still up a lot of those. I think the only one that I sold, I did sell Ordi. I sold Ordi in the 68 or 70 $70, and I used that to buy more bone. So it's probably not a bad idea just to get some more capital to rebuy it since but Ordi, I think it is, especially when the BRC sector starts to explode again, it's going to be pretty good. And this is why I didn't sell any of my other ones because a lot of them I'm up um, like 30x on them. And it's crazy. Like the old random arts, man, like if I was up 200, 300, 400%, I would immediately cash out. But I noticed just throughout the years, I always regret selling due to the fact that I'm selling a lot early. Um, HODLing and selling during like the peak of a bull market, at least from my observation, you know, that tend to give you the best gains because I sold ADA before the bull run in 2020, uh, just to watch that go over 100x because I was tired of the price action of it constantly going down. But it ended up working. That did 100x. My Bitcoin back in, buying it in 2016, buying Ethereum in 2016, sold for nice profits on those, like 200, 300, 400% gainers. But during the peak of the bull run, at that time, you know, Bitcoin reached 19,000. Ethereum reached $1,000. So this constant of just selling early, and even with the last bull run, I didn't, you know, I took nice profits, especially on Shiba Inu, but I could have did a lot better. So this bull run, I've been tweaking things, adjusting things, and just outlining a little bit better just to be as much prepared as possible because I'm taking the lessons that I learned in 2016 all the way to 2021 bull cycle and just enhancing it. And so far so good, especially with my bags. There's just a few assets that I'm not up on. Um, like my bone, I'm not up on bone, but I am. I think my entry level because I did get my average down. Well, no, I take that back. I do take that back. I am up on bone, and the reason why I'm up on bone because I did a lot of trading on Shibarium, and I was able to acquire more bone. So essentially, those bones that I acquired was for free. So I'm up on bone. So the only ones that I'm not up on is fun from unification. My entry on that is at 23 cents, and unification right now for fun it's at 11 cents. So that's the only one that I am not up on. I'm trying to think if there's any other projects. I mean, there's little projects here and there that I slapped, $50, $100 that I may not be up on, but those were just all gamble type of plays. Yeah, Ordy was was my best return for 2023. Yeah. Then stats. I think I'm still up like 20x on that one, and I still haven't even sold. I still haven't even took a profit on that one. At the height of it, I want to say I was up maybe around like 70x, and even on Ordi at the height of it, I was up. I was up close to like 80x. But
exit time for those assets, in my opinion, because the way that I look at it, as Bitcoin continue to go higher, it's gonna automatically help and drag those BRC20 tokens as well too. I bought 500,000 Mankey. That's how you pronounce it. And you sold it. I was just looking at into that just to as far as buying it. Let me see how it looks right now. Because I saw it on crypto.com. I was like, maybe I should get into this. Yeah, this is nice. Where did you get in on? Maurice, what's going on? I had a bunch of stuff on Voyager right before it went belly up. I was brand new into crypto, so that was the first lesson I learned. I appreciate your videos. I've learned a lot from you. Man, I really appreciate you saying that. I'm sorry to hear about that the Voyager, man. That was what they did was trash, man. So it seems like this has a solid community. 85,000 holders. So that's definitely not bad. Price average of so roughly right around here. Yeah, above support. Not a bad entry at all. Not bad at all. See where Bitcoin is at right now. Fighting for that boss cat. Let's go. Let's go. What is Roy Kitty doing right now? Goodness, yeah, like people are buying the dip way too quickly, man. Like, ah, but it just goes to show you like how strong the community is. Um, but I was just hoping that it lingers a little bit more, you know. Just let it linger. Kind of like when this dip happened right here, and boop, within 8 hours, it was bought up. I guess now you could technically do a trend line of some sort. Like really, but not really. But it's been just straight buys. Like if anybody's looking to dump, like this man dropped 10K after he sold for 21,000. That's a nice profit though. Like again, the person who got into this They got in really nice at a nice entry. Let me find that 21K. So in order for them to make that 21K, they invested roughly about, so they invested about 5,092. So a profit of $16,000. That's not bad at all. So they wasn't an early investor, but they got in early enough to be able to buy the dip. And I think this is what some of these people that are dip buying right now, because they see the potential of Roaring Kitty. Hence why they've just been waiting after these 4 green days to be able to try to scoop up once a big whale exit their position. But yeah, they just bought it up. See some of their entries. Oops. Earliest entry is at 0.4098. Oh no, 0.407586. And they just been steady, just buying and buying and buying. They even bought yesterday. And today they just like, screw it. It ain't doing nothing. Let me take profits and run. Now the next thing is, and this is what I tend to see happen in the market. People don't let their winners run. You know, they'll take profit from one project, put it into another project, and just lose it. So definitely do not be the one that's taking profits, putting it into something else just to lose it. You know what I mean? So let your winners run. Give it enough time to be able to do what it needs to do, as long as the position or the structure of the chart is still good. Because right now you're looking at Roaring Kitty. You gotta, oh, somebody else sold. Let's go. Let's sell this thing down. Oh, they bought 51 minutes ago. So that's the person who did the 10,000. Well, hey. Oops. So it might just be a bot. They did a, see again, if you're dropping $17,000 on a project, that is way too much capital just for you to only make 3,500. And I get a profit is a profit, but if I'm dropping $17,000 into a project, $3,576, it's not worth it. The risk reward, because you drop that amount, let's say nobody stepped in to buy, and it just keep on dipping. Your $17,000 could potentially get to 10,000, 5,000, 4,000. Like that it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. But at least they got a profit out of it, but yeah, that don't make sense. So we got 2 new buyers stepping in. Yeah, this is about to cause a shakeout. Let's see how many hands are about to get shaken out though. And the thing is, people get like so frightened based upon dumps. Like dumps, it's very healthy for a chart. So if a chart does not pull back,
then the next leg is not going to be as, as high as a pump, because this is allowing people who got early entries either over here or over here to be able to get in. And some will make a profit, some will get scared and just automatically just get out, whatever, whatever reason may be. And I'm never going to shame anybody from taking a profit. I always am going to critique like how people are trading, but it's going to happen. Like the person was up $21,000. Like for them, that might be life changing money. But it didn't affect it too much because as soon as they dump, you got this person stepping in. It's like a new wallet or something like that. You get this right here. And plus, it's going to be better for us when it comes to the liquidity event. So if the price is a lot lower, we are able to get a lot more tokens at a discounted rate to be able to put this onto Shibarium. So that way we're able to, do the liquidity event. Yeah, 100%. As long as it's not a rug, like let it dump, let it recover. We're seeing a full blown panic. Let's go. This bird bought 4 minutes ago. Oh, that was the new wallet. Lost $30. So I'll let it do its thing before I step in and get in onto this action. You got any other crypto for me to look at? AI Doge. I forgot about that one. Oh wow, it's doing pretty good. See, this is a prime example too when it comes to cryptos. Like after you see a blow off top like this, and followed by people taking profits, notice how just the last couple of months volume compared to these volume that you see here,
volume is like pretty much non-existent. And seeing a chart like this, it tells me just off of a glance that we're not seeing like devs just dumping on the chart, because just how it just having a natural progression, and volume right here is barely even visible, but you're being able to see the same type, almost the same type of results over here with less volume, because now you have a crypto is setting a new floor. This is why, that's why I love to see, straight up movements followed by retracements. Give it time to consolidate, because as more consolidation comes, and boom, it's going to eventually have a pop to be able to go to the next leg higher. So this is a good crypto in my opinion, just strictly based upon the chart. Now, I don't know what the team is doing, their plans, their goals, or anything like that, but chart wise, this is a bullish chart. Oh, you got a bot coming in. Guys, I was actually only supposed to be rich. Quack is still struggling. What's that? I was only supposed to be in here for about an hour. So I'm going to take a look at this last one right here. And I'm going to call it a, yeah, this is a huge move on the way up, man. The higher the move, the longer it would need to consolidate, because this went from 10 zeros all the way to 7 zeros and followed by a dump. So the consolidation, this might not be a bad crypto to actually get into, especially for how long it's been consolidating since 2022. So I'm glad you mentioned that one. Let me add this to my list. Yeah, the harder the pump, the longer consolidation it needs. Is the team still, is it still community, still a team building on based upon it? Because if so, I would definitely invest into something like this, because again, we got the bull run coming. You could potentially turn a little into a lot with these type of risk rewards. But yeah, guys, that is all that I have for you today. Getting a little tired, so Random Art signing off. Peace.